Here are some advanced idioms and phrasal verbs for today. I'll explain them first and then put them in a story, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. Let's start. Make ends meet. When you have just enough money to pay for basic living expenses, nothing more. For example, it's hard to make ends meet when prices keep going up. To blow money is to spend money carelessly or on things which you don't really need. For example, he blew all his money on clothes and gadgets, and now he can't pay for school. Splash out on something, to spend a lot of money on something special or expensive. For example, we decided to splash out on a luxury hotel for our anniversary. In the red. When you are in debt, so you owe some money. For example, after the holidays, I was seriously in the red. Make do with something. To use something less good because you don't have anything better. For example, I didn't have a new phone, so I had to make do with my old one. Put aside or set aside money is to save money for a future purpose. For example, she puts aside some money every month for emergencies. Tighten my belt is to spend less money because you have less income. For example, I've had to tighten my belt since I lost my job. A rip-off is something that is too expensive or not worth the price. For example, that restaurant is a rip-off. The food is overpriced and not very good. Sell like hot cakes is when something sells very quickly and then in large numbers. Many people want to buy it. For example, the new phone model is selling like hotcakes. To go off something is to stop liking or being interested in something. I've gone off fast food recently, so I don't eat it anymore. A bargain is something that is good value for money, so it's cheap for its quality. For example, this jacket was a bargain. I got it for half price. Here comes the story with all the phrases. For people who struggle to make ends meet every month, it's really important not to blow money. They can't splash out on luxury holidays or brand new phones, otherwise they might end up in the red. I knew I had to buy a new phone eventually because my old one was getting slower and slower, so for a while I just had to make do with it. Meanwhile, I started putting aside some money for the new phone. I had my eye on a new iPhone, but I knew I had to tighten my belt if I wanted to buy it. I stopped going to restaurants, cooked everything at home, and tried to cut down on my bills too. When I finally saved up enough, I went to a shop, but everything seemed like a rip-off. The newest models were selling like hotcakes and the prices were really high. In the end, I looked online and went off the idea of buying the iPhone altogether. I just wanted something that was a good value for money. I bought a Xiaomi phone, which was a real bargain, and I'm really happy with how it works. Here are the questions. Have you ever splashed out on something? What was that? Have you ever been in the red? If not, what would you do if you were? Have you ever put aside some money for something? What was it? What are the things that sell like hotcakes nowadays? Answer these questions or discuss it with your friend. And remember to start using these phrases every day. See you next time.